Hello and welcome. My name is Craig Anis Chigadza on behalf of Rising Stars, bringing you stories of athletes and individuals from Zimbabwe that are making it on the world stage, sharing their stories and inspiring the millions, and making sure that we are providing a platform that young Zimbabweans that want to pursue cultural sport, whatever it may be, have got someone who is there to document their journeys along the way. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by a friend and a dear brother of mine, Tinashe Muchena. We are all Georgians together and we've shared part of his journey together.
Very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Craig Chigadza reporting for Rising Stars from St. George's College. This afternoon, the biggest game of the season, shall we say, will be on Weaver at St. George's College from 3:30 kickoff. We've got two teams with, shall we say, contrasting fortunes over the past maybe a month or so, with St. John's coming through strong on tour and with the Dairy Board Festival, but St. George is not looking as strong, but something different always happens on Weaver. We're here and we're definitely sure that we're going to witness something amazing. Tinashe Muchena will be captaining St. George's College on their home ground and hoping for a turn in fortunes.
And it is my pleasure to have him with us today to talk about his story, to talk about the impact that some of the work that Rising Stars has had on his career. Tinashe, I'll hand it over to you to introduce yourself to our viewers and to tell us a little bit about what you're doing currently and where you are.
Yeah, I was say Mawagwan, Tinashe Muchena, yeah, Old Georgians class of 2016. I just recently graduated from Linwood University, which is out here in St. Charles, Missouri, with a degree in interactive media and web development, emphasis in graphic design, and was also playing rugby on a rugby scholarship out here. So the same double life you used to have in Zimbabwe, where you pursue multiple things at once while you're working on your school. From then graduated and got a job in graphic design while also declaring for the MLR draft out here in the USA, which is the Major League Rugby for those who do not know. And on August 19th, 2021, I got drafted to the MLR.
With the 15th selection in the 2021 Major League Rugby Collegiate Draft, the Houston SaberCats select Tinashe Muchena from Lindenwood University. And
currently signed to the Houston SaberCats.
Fantastic, and congratulations on that. I mean, it is something that is not only big for Zimbabwe, for yourself, it's big for the greater family, right? Anybody that has been supporting Tinashe. If any of you will remember, you're probably going to see a highlight reel of Tinashe and I sharing such a moment back on Weaver. I'm an old Georgian.
And yet another win for St. George's on Weaver. How are you feeling? Talk us through the game.
I feel great, man. I mean, it's been a while since we won on Weaver against St. John's, and for our year to actually win against St. John's since under 14 we haven't done that, so it's quite a feat for us. The game, as usual, was intense. I mean, St. John's are a worthy opponent. They're very physical and we just had a battle too, man.
How are you feeling to finally be with the team, having been away on national duty, now being back to lead the team? How do you feel?
I feel like I'm back home. You grow a passion for the school, you grow a passion for the team.
And the support, I mean, the stands, it was amazing. The parents, everyone came through. I mean, what do you have to say to them, the preparation that has gone through the school, everyone? It's been a tough week for everyone. How do you want to thank? I mean, the win is something big enough, but do you have a few words for the parents, for the students, for everyone, the prefects, the whole team, people who are behind you, and to bring this day to what it is today?
I feel like the school is amazing. We work as one. I mean, the Blazer trip was amazing. I think the best we've had in a while. The parents, the members of staff working on the field, the eats, everything came together as one. I feel like St. George's College, we did it. All three aspects, staff, members of staff and students of the school. This one win came through all of us.
All right, Tinashe, thank you very much and we wish you the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we were talking about a rugby game then and just looking at the progress and the growth that has happened since that moment, and we're back here today celebrating that moment. Congratulations once again from everyone here at Rising Stars and the greater nation of Zimbabwe. So Tinashe, tell me a little bit about the transition. So coming from playing rugby in Zimbabwe to coming to the United States, and then now looking forward into merging into a professional career. Tell me about that transition and what has driven you during that time.
So it was a bit of a coaster of a process to begin with, not knowing what materials to have in applying for the rugby scholarship to come to the US, which is where Rising Stars came in. Kudzai and the gang managed to put together, compile a highlight tape of all my good plays and all the technical plays that coaches would look for in scouting. Hence, jump-starting my application process. Upon getting accepted, coming out here, I really had this notion that it was going to be easy. I was going to come out here and even go and play fullback if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
However, what I did not realize is there are multiple students like me who want to go to try something different, try America. And yeah, I got the realization quickly that there are some very talented students out here as well, from all over the place as well. And I would say after a season or two semesters, I started finding my feet and kind of not saying that it hit me that I could possibly make it, but found myself as a player and found my place on the team. And, from then it was upwards and onwards.
Yeah, most definitely. And just to elaborate a little bit on that experience that you're talking about, putting those materials together, what did you find most important? Or let's say somebody who's listening that wants to take the same journey, has a dream of playing rugby professionally in the United States, what would you say that they should start working on now? And what role can Rising Stars play in assisting them in getting what they need to find themselves in a position to apply for those scholarships and to seek those opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, we can start from the highlight tape. So actually, before I even go there, we're gonna have to start with the grades, because at the end of the day, you are a student athlete. And I think that's something we always overlook. We think someone's going on a sports scholarship and that's all you do. However, eligibility comes from the classroom, and make sure you get your grades right. I know it's like a broken telephone, broken record at this point. We keep hearing it, but grades come first. And once that's sorted, you're then eligible to go play the sport. We can start off with just making sure you touch base with the coaches, knowing exactly where you want to go. And, like for us, we have Google. However, the most important part is making sure your resume and your highlight tape are in order. For those looking for rugby specifically, in your highlight tape, make sure you're showing off the soft skills, your positional skills, most of all, because everyone can have big impact plays, big open field plays, which are fair and fine, but coaches really want to know if you're a lock, are you good in the line out? If you're a fly off, how's you kicking from the boots, from the tee? So, and luckily Rising Stars have a very good in-depth knowledge of exactly how to portray and structure that highlight tape in a way that's not boring, but very conducive to actually getting those looks that you want.
Yeah, most definitely. You hit on some good points there that, there has to be detail, and attention to detail is very important in developing that highlight reel and developing the overall application. And for anybody that's interested, Rising Stars and myself, I am based in the United States as well. And part of my role at Rising Stars is assisting you with the non-technical stuff. Of course, I cannot coach you rugby, but I can help you put together that resume. I can help you put together some of those applications and those essays. So it's a team effort. And here at Rising Stars, we're here to help you because we want to celebrate Zimbabwean success and excellence. So Tinashe, tell me, when you were in college and playing in college, what would you say were some of the biggest challenges that you had to overcome as a student athlete, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Balancing is a big one. You come over to the USA and you have a little more freedom, a little more rope on the leash. And, if you lose sight of what your goals are, as we say in Zimbabwe, you always remember to stay focused. And I think the biggest challenge I had was the weather, to be honest. We played rugby, our main season was in the winter/spring season, and it gets pretty cold. So that became more of a mental hurdle to jump over. And I think once you got that one straightened out and you managed to balance the school and social life, it just became a routine and clicked.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And I think, that idea of adjusting and being flexible and making sure that, you're giving yourself space and time to recognize the challenges you have in front of you and then being able to grow. So Tinashe, just real quickly, if there is someone that's watching today, young talent coming up in Zimbabwe, someone who has the skills, someone who has the drive, what's your piece of advice from now a professional rugby player, right? What's your piece of advice for someone that has a goal, they want to get there? What do you say to them today?
I say three things. Your drive. Where's your drive coming from? Because if your drive is coming from a place of I want to be seen, I want the clout and A, B, C, D, F, G, you're going to burn out. You know, it's got to be a reason bigger than yourself. Is it for yourself? Is it for your parents? Is it for the next generation coming up that's going to want to be in a position like yours? So your drive is very important. Secondly, attention to detail, whether it's in your highlight tape, whether it's in your training. Make sure you're doing the simple things right, because pulling off a fancy or offload once and being unable to catch pass isn't going to help anybody. And the third thing is study film. Study film and watch the game. It's so much easier to then learn and pinpoint, running lines, the channels you want to attack, even just reading a general offense just by watching yourself or watching other people play. So I guess it's a matter of detail and repetition.
Yeah, most definitely. And what would you say to anyone about your experience working with Rising Stars, anyone that's considering working with Rising Stars? I know you mentioned something earlier, but what would you say to that talent that's out there and is looking for someone to work with their application, someone to help them in creating that application? What would you say about your experience working with Rising Stars?
When I worked with Rising Stars, it was actually like when it was at grassroots level. I think it was just, Kudzai and I think Taku at that point, and they had 2-3 cameras, and the service was excellent. I'm talking wide angles, tight angles, backside, front side. We had all the footage and they were very professional. Now, considering what they are now from back then, I can only imagine how much more efficient and, how much on point they are at this point. So I would say my experience was beautiful. Working with them right now is still an amazing experience, but I think what you can get from them now with the experience they've gained, if you're not working with them, I don't know how you're going to make it to the US, to be honest with you.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and sharing a little bit about that experience with us. We are definitely going to be behind you all the way, and we wish you the very best as you take on this new challenge in Houston. And to everyone that has joined us today, thank you so much for tuning in to Rising Stars. Continue to like, follow, and comment on our content. We've got so much more content coming from you, from Zimbabwean athletes around the world, and they're going to be sharing their stories. We appreciate your time. And if you need any help from Rising Stars, do not hesitate to reach out to us. Once again, this is your host, Craig Anesuchigadza for Rising Stars, and we really appreciate having you today.